So all of you, very good evening. Somebody else will be taking a class today, okay? So, my dear students, whom we see in front of you, who is standing here, is just not a person, it's hours and hours of hard work, of dedication, probably tears, I don't know, everything that has gone through. And here she is on the red podium facing all of you with the second rank in NEET, which is a dream for most of us. Yes or no? So this is Saada Sulaiman, Dr. Saada Sulaiman, who has done a BDS from GDC Kannur. And I think when we say that we want to study for entrance exams, all of us, like one of the biggest things is that we don't have time, somewhere time is getting wasted, here, that, this. But to study being a mother, she's a daughter of 2.5 years old, we study, being a mother, sacrificing a lot of things, and of course her parents have also sacrificed, I think Saada will tell you. And with all that, to get the second rank in NEET, I think is tremendous. Shall we once more? And fortunately or unfortunately for them, their exam was postponed like so many times, and the duration was 16 months. So it's not very easy to keep up your enthusiasm for so long. I think she has done a fantastic job. So Saada, here. First of all, hearty congratulations to you. And she is here today with her parents, her little daughter, uncle, everybody was here. They drove all the way from Kannur. And I think to see where this Davangere is, and they were surprised that it really exists, so it's still there. But anyway, so they'll be leaving. They have to go to another place called Shimoga from here. So that's the reason first I thought we'll address Saada today. And Saada, where you are, first of all, hearty congrats again. Where you are here today is what I think all of us here in this hall, or everybody who's probably listening, would love to be. How did you achieve this? And how do you feel? Yeah.
Hi, everyone. First and foremost, thank you, sir. Like, you made it possible. Without you, I don't know. Firstly, like when I saw the result, actually I was out for shopping with my parents. So when the results came, like as always, from I think 16th onwards, everyone in Telegram group, results out, the same thing happened. So every time I see the message, I'm like, oh my God, somebody has to start this. So that day when I saw, I was out for shopping, so I was waiting at the payment counter, and when I saw the message, I was like, okay, I'll just go and check. So when I saw the NBE site, it was given NEET MDS 2022. It was a shock for me. So I thought I'll stay away from parents. I'll just go check the result. So I just went out of the shop. I was outside. So somebody had put the PDF also in the in Telegram group, but there was nothing, no message in our official the CDs group. There was no message from Raisin sir also. So I thought maybe it was fake. So I just downloaded that PDF. I checked my roll number is a fancy number, 2255 111 000. So I remember. So I was like, yeah, I remember. So I was like, okay, I'll go and check. I searched, I saw rank 2, I just went up and I checked, score, rank, yeah, it was okay. I was like, okay, rank 2. I thought maybe I downloaded the wrong PDF. I closed, I went back to the shop. I didn't tell my parents. So again, I was waiting for Raisin sir's message. So after I think 2 to 3 minutes, Raisin sir had posted the PDF in group. So again, I went back, but I couldn't type, I couldn't search. My hands were shivering. So again, I went out of that shop. I sent my roll number to my husband and my sister also. I asked them to check my result. And both of them at the same time, second rank? I was like, yeah, I think so. That was their expression, seriously. My husband called me. He asked me second rank. I was like, yeah, I think so. So then I called, I don't know if you all know Brajesh sir. He's in Delhi Institute. So I know him personally. So I called him. I asked him to check my result. He told me, yeah, it was second rank. I was like, okay. Then I called Raisin sir. When I messaged Raisin sir, I was expecting, he is used to hearing first rank, second rank. Every year he is hearing the same thing. So nothing new. So I thought maybe he'll say, okay dear, congratulations. But you should hear that message, that lit my day. He was very happy. That's when I realized I have achieved something really great. I didn't know till then. And you know, that message, I even now I hear it. Like sometimes I used to hear that message, it just lit my day. That I was very happy. And then, yeah, that's how it happened. And now saying about my preparation, if you ask me, just follow sir, like blindly follow sir. Whatever he said, I did everything. Nothing. There is nothing like, you know, you can decide, no, there, you don't have to do this, not this. You have to do everything, each and everything. Just blindly follow him and rest will be fine. See, I'm here. So anyone can.
So, I think I've shared this with you all that sometimes when we get the rank, it's not only us, but, everybody in our family. And sometimes the ranking is more for our family, and they feel so happy, they get so excited. I'm sure mom and dad, I saw them, they were there down in the office there. How was their reaction to that? I mean,
after that, I went into the shop. I told my parents my results are out. So they were like, what is your rank? I said, second rank. They were like, All India second rank? I was like, yeah. I was thinking why everybody is asking me this. I said, yes. So my dad was like kind of okay. He was like, yeah, very good. My mom's eyes were filled with tears and all. She was very happy actually. And I could sense that, how proud they are. And yeah.
so that's how it is, my dear student. Let's not give any excuses, right? So if somebody can do it, being a mother, and you all know how many children you all have, right? So you must have no excuse whatsoever in order to top the country, okay? Right. So Sada, now getting into, let's say, a little bit of, we'll speak a little more in detail, right? Because I'm sure everybody has something in their mind, their doubts and everything. Sir talking all the time, they're like, what, this fellow talking all the time, right? So I think from a person who's done it just 1 month back. Now, how important is, let's say, dental pulse in your preparation and or your worksheets or your BDS next step? How did you divide your time? Did you follow a particular schedule, or how did you exactly, what did you do briefly?
Firstly, I think dental pulse is primary. Like, you do dental pulse before anything. First finish off pulse, then everything comes secondary. See, the whole country is doing pulse. Pink papers only we have, only the CDs family we have, the app also only we have. So first tackle pulse, do pulse. Like for me, I used to take every exam very seriously, like each and every exam. Like first what I do is I divide my day. Firstly, I make sure I finish pulse. After that I do my pink papers, then BDS next app. Like initially that was my schedule. Towards the end, what I did, I take 2 papers every day. Like from the exam section, I take 2 papers every day. So morning, when I wake up, before I start studying, I finish off 200 paper, like 200 question paper, like or maybe 240 question paper. And night before I sleep, I finish another one. That's how I did. Like so, 240 plus 240. That many questions we have done. And again, above all that, we are doing pulse. We are doing institute papers. We are doing everything. So. You have to do so many questions. But initially, first, when you start off, you have to read the explanations each and every time. Once, see, this month you have an exam. Maybe you are having 2 subject exam. You have to do both the subjects. After 1.5 months, you'll be having 4 subject exams. You are supposed to do the previous 2 subjects plus the new subjects. You cannot say, I have done the previous 2 subjects. You might think you'll remember, but you won't remember. Like, we'll make very small, silly mistakes. And that's what we have to avoid. See, the one who got the first rank and the one who got the 100th or 150th rank, there's no difference in knowledge. We are all the same, but that silly mistakes, that calm and all that what we keep during our exams, those 3 hours, that's what matters and that's what makes the difference, not the knowledge inside us. So keep reading. Every time we read a subject, we have to read it as if we are reading it for the first time. And that's how I did. Like, I made sure I read everything for every exam.
So you did pulse, you did all these things. Okay. Now, speaking about revision, like for example, let's say now everybody is like, you finished one subject. how many times did you probably revise, or did you have anything like how many times, or whenever there is an exam you kept revising it, or any subjects you give a lot more importance, or anything like that you did?
I didn't really prioritize any subjects. I think I just followed like the institute timetable. See, that's what like whatever we have every month we are having an exam, or maybe every 1.5 months, every 2 months we are having an exam. So I made sure I read everything in that time. Like if it's a 4 subject exam, I made sure I read all that 4 subjects. When I say the 4 subjects, I read pulse, I read sir's notes, I do every part of app, like those weekly test papers, question that exam section we have, maybe we have micropatho, then I do that paper. If I have a micro exam, even then I do that micropatho paper. So that's how we see. Even if we have read the question many times, we have a tendency to make a mistake. So I just wanted to avoid that. So I made sure, like, I did the questions again and again, and questions which were very confusing, I bookmarked. Whenever I get bored, like reading Pulse, I went back to those bookmarks. I tried doing those questions. Then Pulse, I think since our exams got postponed twice, I think I have done it 6 to 7 times. Because we had so many test series, so every test series I did Pulse. So 6 to 7 times yeah.
Heart attacks. I know. No, see, when they say 6 to 7 times, now for example, let's say the students who've been in the institute, like let's say that we started off with ortho and biochemistry and then went to pedo and DH. So you have studied once for ortho and biochemistry exam, and when there is the second exam, when there's exam again, you again go back and read ortho and biochem. So it's already 2 times, and then slowly by the time you finish. And for them, my dear students, I mean, you should know, you're studying intensively for that date on December the 16th, 19th, December the 19th, you're reading, and then it's postponed. I told you how the thing, right? Everybody threw the books, they were flying to Goa and everything like that. And then suddenly there were one fake news came that exam is postponed to January. Half of them are traveling to Goa. They don't know what to do. Continue, come back. And then they realized that notice was fake because date was something else. They humped something else. Like, oh, fake news. Said, chalo, let's go to Goa. And they're enjoying in Goa. And then the actual news by NB, no. We are postponing it to June. Now they don't know whether to continue in Goa. So their batch has been through a lot. I've seen students, it has affected a lot of good students also, because sometimes what happens is by March you're tired, and then to go on for another 2 to 3 months, it makes them more tired. But somehow, I think, Saada, you have been very, very consistent. Whatever she's saying, like reading, it's not very glamorous, my dear student. I think that's something which you should know. When you're studying, when you're reading, it is not a very glamorous thing to do. See, you've just got up in the morning. What are you doing? You're opening your book out, you're reading. So, sometimes we feel tired. Sometimes we feel saturated. Arey yaar, how much more? It's not like watching a movie. It's not like, somebody's telling a joke or something. No, you're reading pharmacology. And the worst part is you have to smile when you're reading pharmacology. Forced to smile, like those air hostesses do. Isoniazid, wow. So, but everything matters. I think one thing what she told, I did not prioritize any subject. I think that's very important. The hidden message was, she's done all subjects equally. It is not that I love prosto, I don't like pharmac, I'll give time for prosto, I will not bother about pharmac or biochemistry. I think that is what she did not do, isn't it? So she studied. Right. Now, one big question for everybody is about, did you do too much of textbook reading, or did you do... And okay, one is the textbooks, the other one is about the extra books. Like, we have Sparsh Gupta, and then we have things like that. So, how much did you balance? What did you do, and did you do?
Textbook reading, actually, I haven't done. Like, sir has taken a NAT from textbook. So, I've like each time I do a NAT, I read it from the textbook. So, we'll get used to the pictures and all those. So, diagrams and all we'll get used to. So, I did a NAT from textbook. And Balaji, some parts sir has taken from textbook. So even that part I did from textbook. Other subjects actually I didn't do from textbook. If at all I have a doubt, I get back to textbook. I read just those parts. If I'm not in a mood for the textbook, I go to YouTube. I search that part. I make my concepts clear. Like, see, the key is our concepts are supposed to be clear. That's what matters. You need not read the textbook for that. So do what makes sense for you. Okay, and don't copy others. See, what works for the other person might not work for you. So the other person is reading that book, don't go read that book. Like I think you will have a tendency here. You'll be seeing everybody in the library reading that book, this book. Don't go behind all those. What sir is saying, do all those. Extra books, if you ask me, biochem across I have done. Physio, I think sir told us to do resp and endocrine. I've done those. Pharmac Spashgupta, I did only from Spashgupta. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that. I didn't do Pulse for Pharmac because it was very confusing for me. Initially, I studied from Spashgupta, so I followed Spashgupta, but I did everything from app and all. So I think it was almost, it wrapped up everything. So that was okay. Then pathospash, cell injury, inflammation and all those. What happens is when we do from those textbooks, our concepts are getting clear. Then Pulse becomes easy because, see, Pulse, everything is given mixed up. We won't understand. See, it's not given in a naive way. So when we do from Spash, we get to understand the concepts, things become clear. So towards the end, you need not actually read Spash. Like by reading Pulse itself, things will be okay. If at all you see some nice questions, you may think, okay, it's something, a good knowledge. You just highlight it and keep. Towards the end, read those questions. But whatever you read in the beginning, make sure you read it before the exam, because otherwise that time is a waste. You won't remember, you'll remember. See, I have seen this question. It has happened to me like during our CDs exams. You'll be like, I have seen this question somewhere. I think A is the answer. Then you look at B, B is the answer. Then C and D also is the answer. That happens. So make sure whatever you're reading in the beginning, make sure you read it in the end also. Otherwise, if you won't read it in the end, don't do it. Because it's of no use. You're simply wasting your time. Then pedo dentist I have done. Complete denture dentist I have done. I think almost every extra book what sir said, Vivek Jain, epidemiology and biostatistics I've done. So whatever sir has done, I think I haven't left anything. I've done everything. So just follow sir, that's it. And textbook reading is seriously not required because it will eat away all your time. Simply we are wasting so much of time. There is so much of information in Pulse, and questions are from Pulse only. Like not the same questions, but see, at least the concepts are from Pulse. Whatever we have read, from the explanations, from the synopsis, from questions what is there in the app, pink paper. So that's it, nothing new.
So dear students, so I think one take-home message from Sada is, any textbook should be approached very, very cautiously, right? You must have heard sometimes students, they open the textbook and they sit and they don't know when to get up. And sometimes when if you're opening, let's say, a Perio textbook or something, for example, you're opening Carranza. You have never studied Carranza during UG, but for PG you want to study. When there is 3 weeks, you want to study Carranza, and each and every line seems important. Each and every line. Will you make notes for each and everything? No. So that's the reason, we have to learn this retro reading. Right? What is retro reading is when you're reading these MCQs, where we have a lot of facts given, wherever we don't understand the concepts. Best to get back to a textbook, read those relevant parts of it, see those associated diagrams, understand those points from it, and then you have to move on. Is that okay? Certain subjects. Sada must have been good during UG, but most of us are not, right? Okay. See, certain subjects, like for example, DM, dental materials, right? It's a very grey subject. Unless you really understand the fundamentals, you really cannot grab the MCQs. Is that okay? So you have to always have a mix and match. But again, the importance should be given slightly more to the MCQ books rather than your textbooks. That's one big change. So don't worry about, oh, I have not done textbook. It's perfectly all right. Okay? Right. So how did you manage the stress? I'm sure there was stress from your daughter also. I don't know. Stress from your husband, and stress from Pulse, or stress from only Pulse. And so one, how did you manage stress? Secondly, what was your average ranking in all these CDs exams on an average?
Stress management, see, what I made sure, see, today when I'm starting, the previous day when I sleep, I have an idea as to what I'm going to do the next day. Because see, today I get up at 8 or 9. See, if I think what I'm going to study today, till 12 o'clock I'll be thinking only, I won't be studying. So the previous day, before you sleep, you have to have an idea as to what you're going to do the next day. You have to have at least you should have a plan, or else you can make a note like I'll be doing this chapter from this subject or whatever. Like you should have an idea as to what you're going to do. So what I made sure is, I take a paper, I write like, if I'm doing ortho, I write the chapter names. See, I enjoyed ticking the, like, see, I finished growth and development, I tick that. I enjoyed doing that. And that's how I made studying interesting. So every time I have a paper with me, I write the chapter names, or else I don't have that photo. What I did, our exam section, there is paper 1, 2, 3, 4. I took a paper from 1 to 62 or 66 papers we had. I wrote 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till 66. I kept ticking those papers. See, the more number of ticks I see, I got that energy to do more and more. So I finished, I think that exam section, I have done 3 times minimum. I have revised 3 times, not studied. I have revised it 3 times. So you should find that one thing which will give you energy. For me, that was the thing. I made notes. I wrote like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just tick. So by the time I sleep, I made sure I have ticked everything. So, and for the next day, again, I'll make it. So don't concentrate more on the stress. That's what I did. See, sometimes what I do, for me, I have a daughter, so it was a blessing. What do you all do? Like when you're getting bored, you will go to Instagram, you will scroll, you will go to Facebook. For me, I spent a quality 10 to 15 minutes with my daughter. And it was kind of very refreshing.
She said 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, not hours.
Here we are spending 2-3 hours.
So that was kind of refreshing for me. Then like towards the end, I think by December and all, I deleted Facebook, Instagram, everything. And Sundays after the exam, if I have the temptation, what I do, I'll reinstall Instagram. I'll scroll, I'll finish off everything in 2 to 3 hours. Then again I delete. So next 1 week, I'll be concentrating on the Sunday exam. So you see, you have to find something or the other, like to distract you from all those. Then, so what was the next question?
Your ranking in CDs.
Yeah, my ranking in CDs, I was a consistent topper. Like I was always in the top 50s. I started off with 32 rank. Then I was there. Yeah, in AIMS 35. Yeah, this time AIMS INICET, I got the 35th rank. So the first exam in CDs, I got the 32nd rank, then 45. I was always in the top 50. Sometimes I got pushed to like within the 100, and I think 1 or 2 times 200, and one time I got 800 and something. And that was the time, and that was when, sir, you remember our DADH exam? That was a very different paper. That last test series, that was our final test series. So DADH exam, I got 820 something. And I think in a way that was good, because that's when I realized, because I had that overconfidence. I have been topping CDs like the whole throughout 16 months. So I had that confidence in me. See, even if I don't study, I'll get into that 100 or so. So when I got that 800th rank, that hit me very hard. That's when I realized, see, if I really don't study, there is a chance I can go beyond 800 also. So from that point onwards, I think I was very careful, and in a way that was a blessing, I think. So otherwise, always in the top 50s, sometime 1 or 2 times in top 10, 1 time first rank, like that.
Once more. I don't know if you're aware of what she was saying about the 66 papers. In your BDS Next app, you have those exam series, and they had the longest. You will not have this much, okay? They had 66 exams. So and every exam has almost like 200 questions. So let's say when you have 200 questions, she has finished it, like you finish 66 into 200 is almost like, with the NEET having 240 is roughly around 14,000 MCQs lying there from various exams, from the textbooks and here and then. Every test series was different, isn't it? Every test series was different, so that, it tests them from all angles. And to go through it many times is not an easy thing. If you look into your test series now, there are, let's say, 4 papers. right? It's just going to start. And from the 17th of July, every week papers are going to get added on. Now, those papers have to be read by whom? Me? My attenders? No, right? You have to read it, isn't it? So any paper that is done, let's say there are 10 papers which have been completed, you should know the answers of all those 10 papers. Simply because if you are not doing it, there's somebody else who's doing it. You know, if I don't know if you have seen Dr. Kapil's interview, Dr. Kapil from GDC Mumbai. He was the first rank last AIMS, okay, last May. So he was here in Davangere for 8 months of his studies. So if you see his, I think we put his on Instagram also. Every exam where whatever question he has gone wrong, he has marked out those questions. Let's say there are around 40 mistakes he has done, and then he goes back and checks those 40 questions, and then he learns them. Why have I gone wrong? Let me become thorough. What we learn here, my dear students, is not hi-fi things, but what is there in front of you, let me become perfect. Now, you all wrote an exam 2 weeks back, right? Last Sunday, you had an exam. Now, in that exam, if your score was 120, 125, 130, that means there were easily around 80 questions which I did not know. It does not matter that you didn't know that day. But after the exam is over, it's my duty, my responsibility to go back, read those 80 questions. Why have I not known this? And then you capture it again, right? See, last exam was written by almost like 3,000 students. The topper got 179. That means even the topper was not sure of almost like 25 questions. Okay. So, and then even he or she also, I know that she's sitting right here. She also has to go back and read up those remaining 25 MCQs and then come to the top. So you have to do that in a very sequential way. You got my point, all of you. Don't keep it for the last minute and then, then it's going to be a big trouble. About the consistency in her exams, I know it's going to be very difficult for all of us to be what Saada has been, right? She's been super duper consistent right from the first exam, and November 2020 is when she had joined CDs, when we started off. So it's 16 months of effort that we see, and to maintain that, and we had 66 plus another, I think 15, almost 80 exams for their batch, and it was not easy to handle up and to be at the top for all those 80 exams, isn't it? And she has done it. So if she can do it, we can also do it. Is it okay? There should be nothing that is stopping us. Another important thing what she said is like have that thing. See, she did not bother about stress, right? I'll do my best. I think that is what, right, Saada? Yes, I'll do my best. So that's how it should all be. When you look at a particular subject, every subject, for example, community, maybe, some of you all, maybe let's say 2 weeks back, we were unsure about many things. Now I know what is relative risk. Now I know what is, let's say, I don't know, standard deviation. I am understanding it, isn't it? That is how you're getting better and better and better. Is it okay, all of you? So be very calm, be very patient. You just have to know it. I have to read, I have to study. This is how the toppers have done. That is how they have got the second rank in NEET, despite all the troubles. Who does not have? Everybody has troubles. Everybody has problems. But she has done it, and that is some big take-home message for all of you that, you have to and you can also and you must do it. I think I've told this to you in 3-4 weeks back in GDC Bangalore, we had 4 students to come to meet me. One was a topper, 87th rank, his Arvind, and he addressed the Bangalore students by saying, future All India toppers, all of you are sitting here. It is wonderful. So, future AIMS toppers are here. Why is it yes? Yes or no? Yes, NEET toppers? Yes. Okay. Do you guys want to ask Saada something? I think I've covered all the general doubts what all of you have. But if there's any specific doubts, if you guys want to ask something, you can always ask. Yes, dear.
I have one doubt that you must have some day that you gone through many things and you haven't done the topics you selected for that day. How you manage the next very day to overcome all those?
Okay, what she was asking is, in case you made a timetable and you're not able to follow the timetable, what do? You chuck the timetable, or do you? Okay, so basically about how you manage your time and all that.
See, if I've made a timetable, I make sure I do it. See, I am a kind of person, if I want something, I want it. I'm not ready to compromise anything. So, if See, like she asked, there are. See, like she asked, it happens some days. Like, see, I've made a timetable for the next day, and that particular day I might not be in a good mood. So, see, when you're not in a good mood, don't sit and study. I waste like maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. But after like 6 or 7 in the night, I sit like, and I do it very fast. I'm a fast reader, so like, you know, it doesn't take much time for me. So I make sure I do it in that time. And if maybe there is one paper which I haven't done, I make sure like I'll make some time for it the next day. See, when we are doing a paper, there are 200 questions I told you. So 200 questions, when you're doing it at a stretch, it takes a lot of time. You divide it like 50, 50, 50. So when you're doing 50 questions, it takes only 10 minutes maybe. So that 10 minutes won't really count, right? So I do those 50 questions, then I come back to Pulse. I do whatever is there. Then when I'm getting like tired with Pulse, again I go back to those 50. I'll complete those 100 questions. See, that's how you manage. Make sure you don't have like backlogs so much. If at all there is some, what you can do is whatever is going on in the class, you go on with that. Take 2 or 3 hours for the like whatever is left out. Take 2 or 3 hours for that. Finish it off. See, if you can't do it today, you can't do it tomorrow. That maybe you'll understand it when more and more subjects are getting completed. You'll understand. See, if you can't do it today, how can you do it tomorrow? Today you have only 2 subjects. Tomorrow you'll have 4. Then you'll have 8. You won't be able to do, right? You can't make time for it. So that's what I did. I never compromise. Like I always prioritized my studies.
Okay. For those who didn't understand what she said, point number 1, she spent 15 minutes with a child. So you know where your time is getting wasted, right? I've mentioned something called as dead space. I don't know if for your batch, if I've told. Dead space, yeah. For your batch, I've taken a lecture on dead space. Dead space is anything that you do when you, besides studies, right? I'm not including brushing your teeth and all that. No, not like that. Means where you're genuinely, you know that you are wasting your time. Genuinely, right? It could be on your Insta or your Facebook or gossiping for hours. Gossiping is healthy, but when you do it for a very long time, then it's not good, right? So things like that, that's called dead space. And we love doing it. Our body loves doing it. Our mind loves doing it. Then you'll be thinking, why should I stop myself? Let me do it. No, it's not like that. We are on a mission. We are on a goal right now. We have to. And you saw what you said, right? When I get bored with app, I do Pulse. When I get bored with Pulse, I do app. So when you get bored, you keep alternating between subjects. Not when I get bored, I kick my Pulse off and then I go to the next thing. I go play something. So it's like that. But basically what they're saying is, use whatever time you have, whatever time is there in front of you, use it for your studies. Use it for your studies. We cannot imagine topping the country if you are not fully dedicated for that. Just be sincere. And what she said is, I don't want to compromise. That is called hata. In Kannada we say hata. Hata is stubbornness. That we all should have. We should have that. It's like you will not believe, when I started off CDs with just 6-7 students, and my students, like in the first batch, we got the 14th rank in Karnataka State. 7 students, I don't know what happened to me. And when I was teaching the next batch of students, we had around 40 students for next batch. I said, this time I'll make sure my students top the country. It was some kind of a stubbornness inside me. And Papa, I drilled them left, right. And Nishant Rao, he was from Kots, and he got the first rank in Karnataka State. I was like, somewhere, like you have that thing inside you. I think we should really rub it off from her, like that stubbornness must be there. Mujhe chahiye. I need it. I want that. When you have, and when that comes into nothing. You don't need motivation also. You don't need sir's lectures and voice messages. You will read automatically on your own. That should come in each and every one of us, right? And I also want to take this opportunity to thank Dr. Ashwati, right, who was your roommate. Yeah,
My friend, in fact, my everything.
She was here.
Yeah, she was from Delhi Institute, Dr. Ashwati Krishnan. She's doing oral surgery in Banaras Hindu University. Both of us from the same batch, GDC Kannur. and she was my best friend, my roommate. Like we used to study together. Like during our BDS days, we used to study together. We were three, me, Ashwati, and one more friend, Anjali. So I was the one who made timetable. So what Ashwati, she got the 7th rank, and what she tells me is, see, you made the timetable for me, and we used to study for BDS. 3 of us passed the exams. Now I have got the 7th rank. So see, if I can do it, I'm very sure you can do it. So when I said I got the 2nd rank, she was like, I was expecting the 1st rank. I was like, no, don't joke. She was like, no. She knew. I used to like update her like after every exams. So I was consistent. She knew I would do it. Yeah, she inspired me. She told me you can do it. She was the one who told me join CDs. So I'm thankful to her as well. And another friend, sir, you remember Dr. Altaf Shah Jahan? Yeah. He's doing SCB, Kathak, Pedo. And yeah, he kept guiding me throughout the I don't know, I tortured him throughout the year. Every time when I get a like bad rank, I call him, I cry. And yeah, he was my main support system.
Ashwati and Altaf. Ashwati, I remember, she was here in Davangere. She was there in the Delhi Satellite Center, and then she moved here. And we had a lot of interaction with her too. And she's been through a very tough time, I think, during her PG. During her PG preparation, it was not easy. She was very, very tough time, in fact. But despite all that, despite everything, and of course for them the exams don't get postponed and all that, it happened on time. And yet that girl, like how she cracked through and she got the 7th rank in NEET was, I think, really, really tremendous, right? So my dear students, I'm sure that most of us have our own stories, right, back home. But there could be trouble, there could be financial trouble, there could be trouble at home, there could be trouble with parents, there could be trouble in your love life, there could be trouble, there could be trouble everywhere. But once you have dedicated to get to that goal, I think you must. I give this example from Mahabharata where, Dronacharya asked Arjuna, what do you see? He wanted the bird's eye to be hit, and everybody said, I see the tree, I see the leaves, I see the bird. Somebody said, I see the cloud, and Arjuna said, I see only the eyes. So sometimes, at least for these next 8-9 months, whatever you guys have, focus on what you want. Keep that there. Focus until this is my aim. I know it's not going to be easy. You guys are going to cry sometimes. You cannot be probably as consistent as Sada is. These are all very rare kind, okay? So, most of us are not. You cannot be as determined as Sada. Sometimes you break down. Sometimes 1 or 2 days you're not able to study. It's okay. I've seen hundreds of students who fall down, they break up, they come out, but they get back to the studies and they read up again. But the thing is, I have that goal and let me get there. This coming in NEET exam should be my last exam, that's something you should write. And so whatever is needed for me to give the best for this exam, let me give. And then I think you guys will be there. Okay? Right? Okay, so I hope your timetable thing we went somewhere else. Okay. Any other doubts? All doubts clear? Is somebody deleting their Insta already? Okay. Okay, Sada from CDs, we thank you so much. Hey, okay. Bouquet, I forgot only. This is nothing but something from our side for you. Thank you so much. It is wonderful to have you here, right? And see, it's the first time that we are seeing each other. She was a satellite student, right? So I don't know. She was from, and that's what she said. I have literally, I've heard your message every day and seen you, but first time. Then she was disappointed. But anyway, but it's okay. And she's like, oh, this is sir, okay. Anyway, so yeah. Okay, so. My dear students, so thank you so much, Sada, for being here. I think you can wish them all the best and
see, just follow, sir, blindly. I think you'll be there. You have seen CDs for the past 16 years. They have been topping the country. So you all have the potential. Realize your potential. Just be there. You'll be there. Trust, sir. That's it. See, and first and foremost, what you have to do is, if at all you're thinking, if I don't get it this year, you'll do it next year, erase that thought from your mind. If you can't do it this year, how will you do it next year? Why do you want to waste another year? So just make sure I will do it this year and do it. Don't waste your time. Thank you so much.
And I thank you so much, because it is not easy, I know, but they all drove down this morning. They left from Kannur, her father, mother, uncle, daughter, the whole gang. It is not easy to drive more than 8 to 9 hours to this unknown place, but they are here, and they said, let's leave from here as quickly as possible. So okay, but anyway, thank you, Sada. Thank you so much, and I pray and hope that it has given all of you a little bit of inspiration to just know that this is the person who stopped the country. This is how it is, and this is her story, and she has sacrificed so much to be there. So that is a part and parcel of your life. That amount of sacrifice that is required is very important from all of us. So you guys will do it? Yes. Thank you so much. Take care. Okay, I'll come back. Come.